So there's been a lot of action recently on biblicalmissiology.org and carlmedeiros.com, two different blogs, about the word Christian. And this is a topic that's pretty widespread. And basically, a lot of Christians have a problem with the word Christian. They don't like being labeled that way. And they're trying to redefine themselves. And so I want to just kind of weigh in on this and give my perspective. My perspective is as an Arab American. I'm Lebanese and I'm American. I'm dual citizen. I'm half and half genetically American and Lebanese. And so that kind of gives me, and I've spent time in both contexts. And that gives me kind of a different perspective on both of the cultures. And there's some things that I've noticed that are huge differences in just the way that we think, the way that we find out what's truth, find out whether somebody's telling the truth or whether somebody's lying. What criteria do we use to tell whether we respect somebody or whether we don't respect somebody? And how do we identify ourselves? Just very generally, the Western American way of defining yourself is very individualistically oriented. And so we, regardless of what family we come from, we can pick our religion just like we'd pick our favorite flavor of ice cream, our favorite color, our favorite sports team or something like that. There are some family allegiances with that, but really it's a very individualistic basis. And there's actually a disdain for people that follow in their father's footsteps. There's a disdain for people that just are followers. So we really want to have our own individual reason. So even if, a lot of American Christians will say, well, I'm a Christian, but not because my father and mother are Christians. And actually, I would say that too. I say that to a lot of people. I really want to own my faith. I want people to know that it's, individualistically, I chose to believe what I do believe. And so that's very different than the Middle Eastern way of looking at it, whether this is Muslims or Christians in the Middle East. But it's a very community mentality. And unlike here, they do respect people that follow in their father's footsteps. And you get your identity from your group. And you don't feel like you need to redefine yourself. So how does this play out? There are a couple different situations in which I'm going to apply this. So the first is, if I'm in the United States and I'm talking to non-believers or non-follower of Jesus people or non-Christians, how can I identify myself? And the subject of follower of Jesus as a new label has come up. And I actually have used that label with Americans because I think it gives them a new, fresh perspective on what it means to be a Christian. Now, do they think that I'm not a Christian? Like, do I say, no, I'm not a Christian, I'm a follower of Jesus? No, because that would be deceptive and it's not true. And, why would I say that? So basically, what I'm emphasizing to them is that, it's not about being a member of a religion. It's about the person that I'm following, which is Jesus. And He is God, and He is the Son of God. And there's this whole mystical thing about who His identity is. So I'm basically dwelling on the fact that my Christianity is not based in a religion, but it's based on a person who is the Messiah, Jesus. So that's very effective, and yet still I'm not dissociating myself from Christianity. But what I'm seeing is a lot of people from the United States, Christians or followers of Jesus from the United States, coming over to Lebanon or other cross-cultural contexts, and they are actually trying to dissociate themselves from Christianity because of all the baggage that people, especially that Muslims, have against the religion of Christianity. So whereas I see their heart, that they want to not be part of a religious war or a clash of cultures, but they want to really show the spiritual nature of their relationship with Jesus, I think that there's several reasons why it doesn't work in that context in the same way as it does here in the United States, where you can't just individualistically redefine yourself. So in a few different videos, I want to talk about different aspects of that, and I have different stories to share from my own experience, talking to Americans about the subject, talking to Muslims about the subject, and talking to Arabic Christians about this subject. So that's just a few thoughts for now, but I'd like to follow this up in some other videos.